Hugh Bowmont was never meant to be just another Hollywood star. Born Eugene Hugh Bowmont on February 16, 1909, in the small town of Eudora, Kansas, his life was far more layered than the shiny world of television would suggest. Growing up in a modest Midwestern household, Hugh's early years were shaped by strong moral values and a sense of purpose that would follow him throughout his life. Even as the bright lights of Hollywood eventually called his name, the grounding he received in Kansas never left him. Hugh's family life revolved around faith, discipline, and education. These values led him to pursue theological studies, first at the University of Chattanooga and later at the University of Southern California, where he earned his Master of Theology degree. Unlike many of his future peers in Hollywood, Hugh carried his religious foundation into every part of his life. Even while pursuing an acting career, he served as a Methodist minister, often filling pulpits across Southern California when not working on set. His faith wasn't just a quiet personal belief, but something that influenced his professional roles, lending them a unique sincerity and moral depth. In the 1940s, Hugh's acting career began, not with a bang, but with steady, consistent work in a variety of low-budget films and serials. His tall frame, calm voice, and dignified demeanor made him a natural fit for roles that demanded moral authority or rugged strength. Film noir, westerns, and thrillers became his training ground. He played characters like Private Detective Michael, Shane, where his steady performance caught the attention of directors and producers. As television began to rise in popularity, Hugh adapted quickly, building a diverse and solid resume that showed off his versatility. The true turning point in Hugh Bowmont's career came in 1957, when he was cast as Ward Cleaver in the television series Leave It to Beaver. The show centered on the Cleaver family and quickly became a cultural touchstone during America's post-war years. Hugh's portrayal of Ward Cleaver resonated with audiences across the country. He embodied the ideal father figure of the 1950s, wise, patient, authoritative yet warm. Every week, viewers watched Ward offer gentle guidance to his sons, Wally and Beaver, teaching them important life lessons without ever raising his voice. His on-screen chemistry with Barbara Billingsley, who played his wife June, helped make the Cleavers one of television's most beloved families. Though the show enjoyed moderate success during its original run, it was through reruns that Leave It to Beaver became a timeless classic, with Hugh's portrayal standing as a symbol of ideal fatherhood. Off-camera, Hugh carried the same sense of professionalism and care. He took a personal interest in the child actors, making sure they were prepared for their scenes and encouraging them to keep up with their studies. His presence on set felt genuinely paternal, earning him respect from his colleagues. Many believed that his theological background influenced his calm, respectful approach to work and to people. After the series ended in 1963, Hugh continued to act but shifted his focus slightly. He made guest appearances on popular television, shows like Petticoat Junction, Manx, and The Virginian. He also began writing and directing, using his creativity in new ways behind the camera. However, by the late 1960s, he began to distance himself from Hollywood, preferring the quieter life he always cherished. He bought a farm in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, and became a Christmas tree farmer. This peaceful, rural lifestyle provided a stark contrast to the unpredictable nature of Hollywood, allowing him to enjoy the stability he had always valued. Beyond acting and farming, Hugh was a talented writer. He sold numerous television screenplays during TV's golden age, and also wrote radio scripts, mastering the art of storytelling that captivated listeners who only had sound to rely on. His writing extended to short stories published in popular magazines, showcasing his ability to craft compelling narratives across different formats. These creative pursuits highlighted Hugh's deep understanding of character development and narrative structure, skills that made his acting roles even more authentic. In his personal life, Hugh found stability in his marriage to actress Catherine Adams-Nahon. The couple married on April 13, 1941, in a simple ceremony at the Hollywood Congregational Church. Their marriage lasted over 3 decades, an impressive feat in an industry often marked by fleeting relationships. They had 3 children together, 2 sons, Hunter and Mark, and a daughter, Christy. Though they kept their family life private, it was clear that their home life provided Hugh with a strong foundation beyond his career. After 33 years of marriage, they eventually divorced in 1974, but the years they spent together remained significant. One of Hugh's sons, Hunter Bowmont, chose a very different path, becoming a psychotherapist and author. Hunter's career in mental health and literature, including work done internationally while living in Germany, showed the intellectual and creative environment he likely experienced growing up. His passing in 2023 added another chapter to the Bowmont family's story, reflecting their lasting influence across various fields beyond Hollywood. While Hugh's on-screen image projected harmony and ideal family life, his off-screen relationships were sometimes more complicated. One particularly surprising aspect of his career was his strained relationship with Tony Dow, who played his fictional son, Wally Cleaver. To the public, they appeared to share a warm father-son dynamic, but behind the scenes, tensions simmered. Hugh, who entered Hollywood with strong principles and a serious approach to his craft, struggled with Tony's youthful energy and lack of acting experience. Tony joined the cast at just 12 years old, and Hugh initially tried to mentor him. But over time, he grew frustrated with what he saw as Tony's lack of discipline and frequent mistakes during filming. These frustrations were rooted in generational and personality differences. Hugh valued respect for authority and professional decorum, while Tony represented the changing youth culture of the late 1950s and early 1960s, which often challenged traditional norms. Tony's occasional suggestions about his character or scenes, viewed by some as signs of maturity, were seen by Hugh as overstepping boundaries. Privately, some insiders believed Hugh even pushed to have Tony replaced, though that never happened. By the time the show concluded after 6 seasons, Hugh was reportedly relieved to move on, and he rarely mentioned Tony in interviews, often sounding distant when he did. Interestingly, Tony Dow and other cast members, including Jerry Mathers, who played Beaver, spoke positively about their time on the show. Tony appeared either unaware of or indifferent to Hugh's frustrations, or perhaps he chose to take the high road. This contrast between Hugh's composed on-screen fatherhood and his private frustrations offers a more complete picture of the complexities he managed during his career. Hugh's health began to decline in 1970 when he suffered a debilitating stroke. The stroke forced him to cut back on his professional activities and ultimately led to his retirement from acting in 1972. Though he stepped away from the public eye, he remained connected to his fans and his most famous role. In 1980, he made a special appearance at a Leave It to Beaver reunion, where audiences and former colleagues honored his significant contributions one final time. On May 14, 1982, while visiting his son Hunter in Munich, West Germany, Hugh Bowmont passed away from a heart attack at the age of 72. His passing marked the end of a life that spanned multiple careers and touched countless people, not just through his television fame, but through his work as a minister, writer, musician, and outdoorsman. Away from the spotlight, Hugh's life was filled with passions that many of his fans never fully knew. He remained a licensed Methodist minister throughout his life, often officiating weddings, delivering eulogies, and providing comfort to those in need. For him, these acts of service were not performances, but sincere efforts to help others, guided by his faith and compassion. Music also played a big role in Hugh's life. Before his television fame, he was an accomplished jazz drummer. He continued to play throughout his life, enjoying jam sessions with local musicians. This love for music offered him a joyful creative outlet, revealing a playful side that many outside his close circle rarely saw. Hugh also found great peace in nature. He loved fishing, camping, and hiking, often spending extended periods in the wilderness. These retreats allowed him to step away from Hollywood's constant pressures and reconnect with a simpler, quieter way of living. Friends and family often spoke about his deep respect for the environment and his belief in nature's ability to heal and refresh the soul. Despite his reputation as the stern but kind father on television, those who knew him well described a man with a sharp, dry sense of humor. On the set of Leave It to Beaver, Hugh often entertained his co-stars with witty remarks and clever anecdotes. This lighter, more playful side added to the respect and affection many felt for him. Hugh Bowmont's story is one of contrasts and complexity. From his humble beginnings in Kansas to the heights of television fame, from the tensions behind the scenes to his peaceful life as a farmer and minister, his life was rich with meaning and impact. He managed to leave a legacy not only through his famous role as Ward Cleaver, but through his writing, ministry, music, and personal relationships.